The safety, honor and welfare of your country comes first. Your own ease and comfort will come last.
You are charged with Indian Army Act Section 41, waging war against the king.
Fire! रात दिन अपने सीने विच वजदी आजादी दे राग नूं बंद कर ला। सब तो पहला मैं हिंदुस्तानी हाँ।
On the day of performance, thousands of protesters surrounded Dalai Lama's palace in Lhasa to keep him from being abducted, arrested or killed. Over the next few days, the protests against China gained strength. As the situation worsens, the state oracle, Dalai Lama's advisor, urged him to flee. March 17, 1959. Dalai Lama, then 23, disguised himself as a soldier and slipped through the crowds outside the palace he would never see again. He embarks on a dangerous journey to asylum, crossing the Himalayas on foot with a bunch of soldiers and cabinet ministers. They travelled only at night to avoid detection by Chinese sentries. March 31st, 1959. 2 weeks after taking flight, he reaches India.
Ever since Tibet went under the control of Red China and the Tibetan government lost its power in 1951, my government officers and citizens have been trying to maintain peace in Tibet. Our Chinese government has been gradually subduing the Tibetan government. The Tibetans have great love for and faith in Buddhism, and their religion is more precious to them than their lives. In order to root out Buddhism, the Chinese published some articles in the press against Lord Buddha's teaching and circulated them widely. This has created unhappy atmosphere amongst Tibetans, and they have started disliking intensely the Chinese administration. On 10th March 1959, members of Kashag and other high-ranking officers were invited to Chinese Army headquarters in Lhasa, ostensibly to attend a cultural show. The people of Lhasa came to me and requested me not to attend the function as they suspect foul play. They announced openly in the streets that they would not remain any longer under China and would become independent. After this, a large armed party came to my residence to guard me. The government of Tibet have tried the best to maintain good relations with China, but the Chinese have been trying to take away powers from Tibetan government, and in some areas they're making preparations for war. On 17th March 1959 at 4 p.m., the Chinese fired 2 shells in the direction of my residence. They could not do much damage. As our lives were in danger, I and some of my trusted ones managed to escape the same evening at 10 p.m. and moving south to reach Lunsezong on 26 March 1959. India and Tibet have had religious relations for thousands of years, and they are like brothers without any differences. Moreover, Pandit Nehru, as also the Indian people, are known throughout the world for the support for humanitarian causes. In this critical situation, we are entering India via Sona. I hope that you will please make necessary arrangements for us in the Indian territory. Confident of your kindness and with good wishes, Dalai Lama Tenzin Gyatso.
I received your Holiness message dated the 26th March only yesterday on my return to Delhi. My colleagues and I welcome you and send you greetings on your safe arrival in India. We shall be happy to afford the necessary facilities for you, your family and entourage to reside in India. The people of India who hold you in great veneration will no doubt accord their traditional respect to your person. Kind regards, Jawaharlal Nehru.
The government of India grants asylum to Dalai Lama and his followers. Dharmshala and McLeodganj became their abode. It was the first mass exodus in 2000-year-old history of Tibet. Tibetan migration to India transpired in 2 waves. The first wave occurred between 1959 and the 70s, when over 80,000 Tibetans followed His Holiness the Dalai Lama into exile. The second wave began in 1980s and increased steadily up to mid-90s. Between 1986 and 1996, the Indian government admitted 25,000 Tibetans. About 44% of the people in the second wave of refugees were monks and nuns. All the Tibetans were designated as foreigners and barred from owning land. The Indian government donated land for settlements and invited others to live in more remote Himalayan regions and highlands in the interiors of the country. One such group of refugees working in road construction came to Sarguja from Sitapur. Enamored by the cool climes of elevated forest perched at 3,500 feet above the sea level, among a group of 62 plateaus, the Tibetan delegation did a land survey, and with consent of the Home Ministry of Madhya Pradesh, nearly 3,000 acres were allocated to them. It came to be known as Manpat Phendeling Tibetan settlement. Today, there are 7 local camps hosting 2,000 inhabitants. RSTV team traveled to this distant settlement to bring you this first-hand report on this community. The first leg entailed from Delhi to Raipur. From Raipur, the team travelled almost 400 kilometers north to Ambikapur. District headquarters of Sarguja district. The final stretch from Ambikapur to Manpat consisted of 60 kilometers run before climbing 3,500 feet to reach this highland. It consists of a group of 62 plateaus dating back to pre-Cambrian era. The road to the settlement from Ambikapur has been a constant work in progress. However, once one reaches the plateau, the perilous journey is long forgotten and visitors are rewarded with a picturesque view of prayer flags fluttering in the breeze and distant sounds of Tibetan monks chanting mystical mantras from hilltop monastery. This is the first Tibetan settlement established by the Government of India in 1962 to rehabilitate 1400 Tibetan refugees who came to India in the aftermath of Chinese annexation of Tibet in 1959. The Tibetan people started with primitive huts which gradually developed to better houses where they live today. Very quickly, they also began to get known for sweaters, Tibetan hand-knotted carpets and Lhasa apes dogs. Although the carpet industry has considerably declined in the recent years, the financial gaps are filled by trading shops, carpet making and seasonal sweater production.
उस समय करीब करीब लगभग 400 लोगों को ट्रेनिंग दे करके ऐसे काम करने के लिए दिया था और बाद में अपने घर में भी काम किया। शुरू में तो 20-25 लोग था, लेकिन देहाती लोग क्या है, ये काम करने के लिए उतना इन लोग को इच्छा नहीं है।
We reached in time to witness the birthday of His Holiness Dalai Lama. Camp 1 is awash with festivities. Special prayers are being held for his long, happy life. The key attraction of the settlement, the Thakpo Shedupling Monastery, is decorated with colors and flags. Built in 1970, it houses old thankas and wall murals. The members from all the camps have assembled here to celebrate Dalai Lama's birthday. Camp 1 also provides basic amenities like education, farm support, primary health center, Tibetan Medicine Center, and a central school. Interestingly, the school was hosting an inter-camp football tournament when RSTV team reached there. It was indeed fascinating to see monks dribble around in football jerseys. These matches are monotony breakers in an otherwise somber spiritual atmosphere that pervades Fendeling settlement. The game is thoroughly enjoyed by patrons, especially these little ones. The drizzling starts, but the match goes on, symbolizing the unrelenting spirit of the community. Historically, the area was inhabited by Yadavs and tribes like Manji, Manjwar, Kanwar and Pahadi Korwa. However, with the establishment of Tibetan settlement, the area has gradually absorbed the culture and flavor of Tibetan people, earning the title of Mini Tibet. The early days were tough. Manpat was a desolate, beautiful landscape. It was a dense jungle when the Tibetans first arrived.
मैनपाट जो सरगुजा का एक पठारी इलाका है जहाँ उनको बसाया गया था, वहाँ जब वे पहुँचे तो वहाँ आबादी बहुत कम थी, कुछ जनजातियाँ वहाँ पहले से रह रही थी। तो जिस तरह से इन्होंने जंगलों को साफ़ किया और वहाँ पहाड़ी आलू की खेती शुरू की, टाऊ की खेती शुरू की, कारपेट वीविंग का काम उन्होंने शुरू किया, तो मैनपाट में ज़बरदस्त तरीके से लगा जैसे कि एक रौनक आ गई है।
80 years old, Sering Gyatso was part of the group that fled Lhasa with Dalai Lama. Gyatso recalls those challenging times.
ये सब हम लोग बाहर से लाया, बीज थोड़े थोड़े ला करके उसको पहले नामुना देखा यहाँ होता है कि नहीं। को भी खबर होकर तो 3 बार देखा। एक तो बरसात शुरू में किया, पैदा तो होता है, ताना नहीं होता है। फिर बीज में किया, उसमें हुआ। बाद में किया, उसमें नहीं होता।
The settlement consists of 7 camps scattered within the radius of 25 kilometers. Each camp has a settlement officer who represents the Department of Home, appointed by the Central Tibetan Administration, Dharamshala.
My duty is, that whatever the instructions and guidelines and do's, don'ts, then I'll follow that.
Camp 1 is functionally the central camp. All the camps are connected to each other by unpaved dirt roads that turn into virtual cesspool during the rainy season. Camp 1 hosts an old age home. As the younger generation moves on, leaving behind the older generation, the relevance of such institution gains traction. Culturally, the elders enjoy an exalted position in the Tibetan society. They are well fed and taken care of in the sunset zone of their lives.
This settlement is all is a forest. It's all forest, and those are grandfathers and grandmothers. They work very hard to cut the trees and to make field or agricultural land So they struggle a lot.
This institution works on the concept of love, benevolence, and gratitude. A routine day for its members revolves around chanting prayers. The Tibetans are a dynamic community. The local economy is driven by agriculture, vegetable farming, and carpet making. Sering Gyatso is a community elder who has sufficient assets to lead a comfortable life. He has got farms, a vegetable patch, livestock and cattle for subsistence. His wife Sangmo is considered a carpet weaving expert. She was born in Tibet. Married at an early age, she settled in Manpat and supplemented family's income during struggle days by weaving carpets. These days, the family loans the tractor to earn some extra income. But agriculture does suffer from water shortage as rainfall is seasonal. The community is constructing check dams to check the outflow.
नियर अबाउट 45 किलोमीटर्स में सब स्कैटर्ड मतलब अलग से है। तो अब एक जगह होता तो इरिगेशन वगैरह का समस्या कुछ सॉल्व हो सकता है, लेकिन बहुत जगह ऐसे फैला हुआ है तो उसकी वजह से ज़मीन तो सरकार ने बहुत उपलब्ध दिया हुआ है, लेकिन उपलब्ध है, लेकिन फिर भी पानी का समस्या बहुत है।
Thandup Shering lives in Camp 5. He is the only community member formally trained in organic farming. As the community struggles for a future roadmap, the organic farming has offered hope in creating a productive economy.
हम लोग यहाँ टिबेटन जो रिफ्यूजी इंडिया में जो बसे हैं उनके यहाँ फार्मिंग एक्टिविटीज़ बहुत होता है। करीब 12 सेटलमेंट्स में मेजर फार्मिंग होता है। तो काफ़ी साल से उनका काफ़ी स्पीचेस में ये आया है कि आप इको फ्रेंडली एक्टिविटीज़ करिए ताकि भविष्य में लॉन्ग लास्टिंग हम यहाँ इंडिया में बैठ सकें और प्लस कहीं वापस तिब्बत जाएं तो एक फर्टाइल लैंड जो है इंडियन गवर्नमेंट को, इन पीपल को वापस दे पाए।
Land in Manpat is suitable for organic farming with little soil treatment. Organic manure enriches the soil and output while sustaining and supporting proliferation of organic farming. Tashi Dolma, a local resident, practices vermiculture. She creates organic manure. A large part is absorbed locally and the rest is sold at ₹6 per kg. Both men and women work together in organic farms. The shift from traditional crops to organic sector is slow, though Thandup and Dolma lead on. The Tibetan refugees living in India are part of multiple vocations and not just agriculture. The Indian government offered early migrants public work jobs for subsistence pay. These jobs included building roads in the high Himalayan regions as well as positions in special military and paratroopers unit of Indian Army protecting the high altitude Himalayan borders of India and China. Establishment 22. India's first guerrilla unit is one such covert force entirely populated by young Tibetans.
युवा तिब्बती जो है उसकी आज सोच क्या है?
पैदा ये हुआ, अभी हमारा 35 साल हो गया यहाँ पैदा हो गया, फिर भी अभी हम लोग बाहर जाते हैं बाहर जाते कोई बोलते हैं कि तुम लोग नेपाली है कि जापानीज है कि इंडियन क्या है, इसलिए हम लोग दुख होते हैं क्योंकि है ना हम लोग ज़्यादातर जहाँ भी हम लोग इंडियन में जाते हैं हम लोग को कोई बोलते हैं आप लोग जापानीज है, तो हम लोग शुद्ध बोलते हैं कि हम लोग जापानीज नहीं है, हम लोग अभी रिफॉर्जी टाइप से यहाँ भारत में पैदा हुआ है, भारत में बैठा है, हम लोग तिब्बती है बोलते।
कृषि है आपके पास, काफ़ी ज़मीन है आप लोगों के पास, तो फौज में जाने की ज़रूरत।
जो हमारा जो 1959 में हमारा आज़ादी छीन लिया, तब से हमने एक गोरेला फौज बनाया था वो मुस्तांग वैली में। तब वहाँ पर एक तकरीबन 300 फौज खड़ा किया था, तो इंडियन गवर्नमेंट ने उसको बैन कर दिया। उसका मुखिया को 3 आदमी को तिहाड़ जेल में डाल दिया, तो वहाँ से बिगड़ गया। बाद में 1961-62 में फिर भारत सरकार ने हमारा इस गोरेला फौज को इम्पोर्टेंट समझा, फिर फौज खड़ा करने के लिए वहाँ से सोचा। 61 में खड़ा किया, 62 में बांग्ला वार गया, उसमें विजय प्राप्त करके आ गया। वहाँ से एक बेस बनाया, फाउंडेशन, फिर तरक्की करते करते आज के डेट में तो एक मना हुआ फौज मानता है, सीक्रेट फौज है लेकिन बोल नहीं सकते वो। यहाँ अभी सब जो रिफ्यूजी होता है उसको समझ में आता है कि हम रिफ्यूजी होने से क्या सिचुएशन झेलना पड़ता है।
भारत को किस नज़र से देखते हैं?
17th सेंचुरी की उस समय हमारा 9 आदमी भेजा था तिब्बत से, सोचें का वो राजा था उस समय, तो 9 आदमी में से सिर्फ 1 आदमी लौट पाया। तिब्बत ठंडा है कि यहाँ तो गर्मी है, गर्मी से बीमार हो गए, सिर्फ 1 आदमी लौट पाया। उसने बनाया पूरा भारत का पूरा संस्कृत का खा गा पूरा एकदम ट्रांसलेट करके सेम टू सेम है। हमारा तिब्बती और भारत का लिखा पर एकदम सेम टू सेम है। और हमारा जो धर्म जो है बुद्ध धर्म है, बुद्ध, तो वो भी इंडिया से आया हुआ है। तो इतना बहुत एकदम हमारा जो गुरु टाइप का है इंडिया, हमारा माँ टाइप का, ऐसे हम मानते हैं।
This dualism binds all camps scattered over the scenic Manpat plateau. We finally trudge towards Camp 5, home of 5-year-old Tenzing Choni. Tenzin lives with her parents. Her father Sonam Gurney is a farmer who owns 6 acres of land. He grows potato, rice, maize and mustard. Her mother Somo is a housewife. She was born in India and settled in Manpat after marriage. Their average monthly income is Rs 8,000. They now consider India as their home.
अब हम लोग बच्चा भी यहाँ पैदा हुआ है, हम भी यहाँ पैदा हुआ है। यहाँ रहते हुए अभी कम से कम 55 साल ऐसे लगभग हो रहा है यहाँ इंडिया में रहते हुए। अब यहाँ भारत में हम लोग को खेती बाड़ी दिया, उसी में कमा के खा रहा है।
Little Tenzin, blissfully ignorant of more profound issues that shall later impact her life, lives on this island of peace. She represents a community that continues to rankle a larger, far more powerful adversary with its persistence and doggedness. The biggest weapon it offers is that of hope, to finally go back to their promised land. Till then, their profound belief in Buddha and universal creed of Vasudhaiva Kutumbakam benignly ensconce them in the loving bosom of their host country.
Despite of continued repression and difficult political situation back in their homeland, Tibetans, wherever they are living, continue to flutter the banner of peace, harmony and non-violence. Tibetan community living in Manpat personifies this great legacy, so critical in these turbulent times. This is Sandeep Yash signing off from the highlands of Manpat, Sarguja, Chhattisgarh.